Yeah, as part of our speaker interview series, we are now interviewing Mr. Boris Gloger, who came all the way from Germany, who will be speaking about leadership in the AI era, the reinvention of human-centered leadership. So Boris, the people who does not know already about you, can you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you are currently focused on?
Yeah, as you said, I'm coming from Germany. I'm Boris Gloger. I'm 56 years old, and I brought Agile to basically to Germany and Austria. So I do this since 25 years, and I started with Scrum, and then we developed leadership ideas about how to do Agile and scaling all these issues. Yeah, I have a large company, a mid-sized company in Germany with around about 40 people.
Yeah. And what you're currently focused on? What you're currently working on?
Yeah, basically it's leadership and a new transformation. So basically what I believe we are again in a new transformation. Everybody knows this. AI is coming. It's the new hype, the new topic, the new kid on the block, so to say. And the funny thing is we've seen exactly the same behavior in organizations again. So it was like 25 years ago when we said there's Scrum, there's this transformation, and people believed it's technology. And again, people believe it's technology. Yeah. It's not technology. Of course we need technology. You have to have algorithms, you need to have new software, new tools, blah, blah. But the basic idea is how will we cope as humans using AI? And that's the topic of my talk today.
So your keynote focuses on leadership in the AI era.
Yeah.
How would you define human-centered leadership today in a world increasingly influenced by AI? So,
yeah, it's still about humans. I still believe it's about humans. We will have teams that combine humans and AI, and they will need to interact. On the one hand side, we will need to help people to overcome the fear that there is this new kid on the block, that new team member who is super smart. I mean, it's a really super smart guy. On the other hand, we will have people who we still work together, and the basic ideas and the business ideas and the creativity, that is something that humans are good about.
Yeah, exactly.
I still believe that, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but at the moment I still believe that.
Okay, cool. So how do you see AI changing the traditional role of a leader, not only in theory but in day-to-day team management?
I always said that one of the big problems of management and leadership in our era in the last 30 years is that we believe managers need to manage and leaders need to lead, and they don't need to know anything about the content of the work anymore. Yeah? Like management is a profession at its own. And companies like Apple and Google, and they prove that it's wrong.
Exactly.
But most industries don't get it so far.
Yeah.
And now one of the big ideas could be that together with AI, leaders can become again part of the equation and contributing, and they can use maybe AI as an assistant to do, on the one hand side, their management tasks more quickly, but on the other hand, they can ask AI to help them to dive into the knowledge of that is available already, so they can contribute.
Vast knowledge, yeah. Exactly.
So that's one aspect of leadership, so they can become part of the ongoing work again. On the other things, they still need to manage people, and to lead people.
Yeah.
And leadership might become not easier, but you have maybe more time if you use AI to get rid of mundane tasks.
Amazing. So you speak about the risk of having uncritical faith in technology. So what's one question every leader should ask before integrating AI into their processes?
What is the purpose of AI in their specific industry? Do they want to change their the business models? Do they want to increase the productivity of the teams? Do they want to foster creativity? So for instance, if you use AI in a design thinking process, we were very keen on design thinking and using post-its all the time, tapping into the creativity of the people, right? But nowadays you can use AI as an assistant. We did that in several workshops, and they're super fast in creating ideas. But what the AI can't do for you is decide what is the next path. So you have these hundreds of ideas, you get more ideas, and maybe you get even better ideas than before, but still you need people who work with these ideas and bring them to life.
Yeah, amazing. So what does augmented leadership look like in action? Can you share an example from your consulting experience where humans and AI truly compensated each other?
Yeah, one as I said, the most fun example was really seeing how leaders work together in design thinking workshops, seeing that they can use their experience, tapping into the knowledge. So, for instance, you take the know-how and the knowledge of a huge amount of data, and suddenly you have the analysis of the results in minutes instead of days,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
That is a productivity gain.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect, and then fostering the people together, to bring them together and to give them the room to embrace that. Yeah. The other important aspect is that, and that is not so common at this point in time, that organizations really give the people the resources,
Yeah.
that they pay for the licenses.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a small, I mean, of course it's money,
Yeah.
but on the other hand you get the productivity gains.
Yeah. They need to see the value and then they need to invest in.
And in my own company, I can say we only took the step to go into that direction when our senior managers, senior consultants started to use AI themselves.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I strongly believe. I believe that leaders need to embrace these technologies.
They should lead.
They should, but they can only lead if they know the topic.
Exactly. Lead in every aspect. Lead in, if AI is coming into the picture, they should
They
lead
need to
there as
become
well.
kind of role model. Yeah.
Exactly. So Agile and AI, some see them as opposing forces, others as allies. So how do you see Agile leadership principles adopting to or evolving to remain relevant in the AI era?
You know, Agile is a very broad topic,
Yeah.
but in the core, it is a management technique. So it's a leadership design, and it helps leaders. So Agile methodologies like Scrum, Kanban, OKRs, Lean Startup, and so on. What they do is they manage communication across teams, and they help people to collaborate. Alistair Coburn called it the terms of Agile heart. In the heart of Agile is collaboration.
Exactly.
And so the funny thing is, and we also said, we had this management aspect, and on the other hand we had this self-organization aspect. And now we can use the Agile frameworks to help again to manage the process of what we are going to achieve, vision, time boxing, and so on. But with using AI, we can give teams much better tools to self-organize, because you can suddenly tap into ideas. So, for instance, when I prepared my presentation here, the first time in my life I started using an AI tool to create a movie. It took me 15 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, 15 minutes to create a movie of 20 seconds.
Yeah, just imagine how much time it would have taken
And
earlier
it was
without AI.
super easy, yeah. And I couldn't have done this
For sure. Yeah.
half a year before
Amazing.
without this.
Amazing. So you have taught over 5,000 managers.
Yeah.
What's the one mindset shift you believe leaders must adopt to stay relevant in the next 5 years? You know, this is a very burning question nowadays.
Maybe I'm an old guy, but I still believe it's the same we try to tell leaders since the last 10 or 15 years. They are super relevant even in an agile environment, but they need to tap into the social aspects of human beings much more. Yeah? Empathy is important. Conflict resolution. I mean, the AI can't
Of course, do this
resolve a real conflict. I mean, if you have an argument about is A the right way or B the right way, and you can algorithmically determine what's the right way, then it's not a conflict. Yeah, that's just maybe not the right knowledge.
Yeah.
But basically, it's about not even motivating people, but helping people to see there's the potential, and that hasn't changed even in the AI era.
Cool. So finally, if there's one thing you want every attendee to take away from your keynote, what would it be?
That I still believe, and that AI is helping us to become more productive. On the one hand side, and on the other hand, it's the other problem might be that if you use it blindlessly in a form that we just say it's a cool tool and we do whatever it's like, and we don't see that it needs to be treated as a team member. Then we go in the wrong path. But if we can use it as a team member, then we might have a bright future.
Thank you very much, Boris, for your time.
Thanks.
Looking forward to your keynote session. You will be the first one presenting. So
Thank you very much.
welcome to Agile Model.
Thanks.